Let's go. See this? See this right here? Yeah, we gotta go ahead and go crazy. We gotta go ahead. We about to go ahead and turn. See this? Look at this. Look at these images. Yeah, you're gonna want to share this beam out. Trust me. You're gonna want to share this out. You're gonna want to share this out now. Turn that critical thinking on. It's up. Turn that critical thinking on. It's about that time. Hey, check it out. Check it out, dog. Yeah. Peace and love to all the Moors, all the Muslims, all the Asiatics. This right here should be on your wall. You see this flag right here? You see this flag right here? This should be on your walls right now. This right here. The 5-pointed green star. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Shout out to Mexico. Shout out to the rack. South side, east side crazy. Out west with it. Up north. Hey, East Coast, West Coast, down south, up north, overseas. Let's go. Come on into the beam out. Hey, listen, this is what you shouldn't be in the 25. You shouldn't enter 25 like this dude right here. We got to do better. And we doing better because we each one teach one and we studying now. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. See this guy right here? You don't want to be this guy. Hold up. You don't want to be this guy or this chick going into 25. You want to get the information. Check it out.
First of all, we must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection.
Don't be this guy.
If I may retain my liquids here for one moment, I'd like to continue the redundance of my quote-unquote intestinal tract, see, because to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumcise the revelation that reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the Jericho's activation. So, do not misinterpret the chauvinistic...
Give to the United Negro Scholarship Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to develop without help.
Allow me to expose my colon once again. The ramification inflicted on the incision placed within the fallopian cavities serves to be holistic, taken from the Latin word jalapeno.
Hey, don't be like this guy. Don't sound like this guy going into 25. Don't sound like this. If this was a woman, don't sound like this chick going into 25. All right. Don't sound like them. It's too much information that's available outside. Start using that critical thinking. This is God-given. Our critical thinking is God-given. It's time to start using it. Don't be like this guy. Don't be like that guy. Don't be like that chick that's talking all crazy about, crayon colors and all type of crazy stuff. And don't be like that. Check this out. Check this out. I want to show y'all this. Look at this. I want to show y'all this. Get informed. We talking about getting informed, right? Check it out.
They have to tell us the rule.
Let's talk.
The rules state that they have to tell us what they're doing. Therefore, if we allow it to, the rules state that they have to tell us what they're doing. Therefore, if we allow it to happen, we have consented to tyranny. We have consented to enslavement. What he did was to rediscover through these ancient documents that were in the Vatican, the technology of how to access what they considered to be spiritual beings that were useful to them, but what we would consider to be demonic or evil beings. These beings need to be accessed through a very complex set of rituals and ceremonies. You cannot just ask for them to show up. You have to follow very elaborate and specific protocols.
Listen.
These spiritual beings, such as Baal and Moloch, which they still do ceremonies for today, such as in Bohemian Grove, there is a giant effigy, stone effigy of an owl. That's the god Moloch. The god Moloch goes all the way back to Rome and Carthage, in which they were offering child sacrifices to this god in exchange for power. We have massive, massive creative power. Our thoughts actually do manifest reality.
Facts.
They use two components, imagination and will. They seed our imagination with a particularly desired thought form, and then they create events that fire our will into that thought form to actualize it. The rules state that they have to tell us. The rules state that they have to.
Are you listening to what's going on? What he talking about? See, there's two sides to everything on this planet. Pick up this book right here. If you want to pick up something at 25, pick up this book right here. Ether. It goes into a whole lot of things, but what I want to show you right now is this one right here. It's a principle called the principle of cause and effect. So if you going into the year 25, you might want to pick up this book right here, The Kabbalion. Check it out. Check this out though. If you trying to change up your mentality, you want to change up your lifestyle, you want to change up how your relationships are. You know, there's something called the principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. You see how people that study law, they steady going to this. And people that don't study law, they kind of like get like annoyed when somebody keep telling them, you got to go back in the law. You got to study law. You got to go into law. You got to see what law is about. This is why. Because everything happens according to law. Nothing on this planet happens by chance. It don't happen like that. Everything in your life that is happening or has happened is because of this principle right here. Cause and effect. There are others. But that's one of the major ones right there. I'm going to show you this right here. This one right here. That's just one of them. Now, you remember how I just said there's a principle of polarity. Okay, everything got two sides. So when you see him on here talking about this right here, listen.
Therefore, if we allow it to happen, the rules state that they have to tell us what they're doing. Therefore, if we allow it to happen, we have consented to tyranny. We have consented to...
You heard what he said, right? Everything that happens for the dark side. Now, this is the dark side. The dark side has to follow law. See, this is the wild part about how law works. There are two sides. Just like they're up and down, left and right, east and west, north and south. There's always two sides to everything. So there's always a positive side and a negative side. What he's talking about is the dark side. All right. The dark side, they have to follow universal law, which means exactly what he said it mean, which was the dark side, the people that's the so-called elites. All right. They use the law in a negative fashion. So they have to tell humanity what they're going to do before they do it, so they don't violate universal law. The universal law that they would violate is the law of free will. See, that's universal law. So when they put out movies and when they put out music or when they put out like TV shows, they're putting out a precursor. So they know if they don't put a precursor out to buffer humanity, they're then going to be in contempt. They would have violated universal law, free will. Everybody has free will. But if you see something, what they call predictive programming, when they show you whatever they showing you and you don't object to it, like you don't object, you don't say, I'm not with that. You agree to do it. Give you an example. Just like when people they was getting fake pressured to get the mask on and to get the jab, right? They was putting out all these scenarios and these movies and whatnot about the jab before it happened. So when they dropped the actual event, people, they had a choice to make. Remember, free will. So in order to not violate free will, what did they say? When they dropped the whole pandemic in the beginning, think back in this year right here, 24. When they dropped the whole pandemic, they gave people a choice. They said you could take it or you cannot take it, remember? But then they started putting pressure on humanity. They said, look here, if you don't take it, you're going to get fired from your job. You're going to be reprimanded, right? The choice they gave people that people are starting to wake up to now is, this is why they made the jab for free. Yeah. This is why they didn't charge people to get the jab. You see, because if they charge you, it'll be a violation of your free will, of our free will. This is why they made it for free. But they told people, if you don't get it, you're going to lose your job. But look what's happening now. The more information coming out, look what's happening. People now are starting to see through the BS. The veil is falling off. People getting their jobs back now. They starting to sue these big time corporations. Free will. All right. Everybody has free will. You will be tested. In 25, you're going to be tested. So hold on to your values, your principles. Hold on to your free national standards. If you don't know what those are, you better get in that. You better get into that type of time, that type of focus. Look. So, you know how much information that they holding back from humanity? Hold up. You know how much they holding back right now? Look. This how much they holding back. When they show stuff like this, right? Remember, there's two sides to everything. So, look at this right here. These are hieroglyphics. The Temple of Seti, #1. That's a helicopter. How the hell does a helicopter get drawn on the hieroglyphics? You see this? Just want to show y'all, just give y'all some images, because pictures speak 1,000 words. This is a spaceship on the hieroglyphics. So imagine what else they ain't telling us. You see this? All this stuff was found in the hieroglyphics in temples around the world. So imagine what else they ain't telling people. Yo. You see this, man? From the book, One World, One America, Part 2. Tartarian Antiquity and Lemurian Giants. And you also heard that hybrid European talking about our minds, right? This is why so much disinformation, propaganda, manipulation. This is why so much of this is used on the population, on humanity. Because the majority of people, I say about 95%, they don't realize how powerful their minds are. Like, our minds are super galactic. Literally, whatever we think and speak, we can manifest. We have the power given to us by Allah to create our own reality. You see? But again, there are two sides to everything. There is a dark force that doesn't want humanity to elevate their vibration, energy, and frequency to God level. They want to keep humanity at a place of low vibration, low energy, low frequency, survival of the fittest, competition, kill each other, all right, degenerate behavior, relationship failures. You feel me? Out of touch with the children. This is what they pushing. Hold up. So when you see something like this, remember how I said they got to show you? Look at this.
Remote piloting
Look at
system
this.
activated.
I made it American style for you. Get in.
Remember this movie? Remember this movie?
Go! We can't let those weapons get beyond Wakanda.
You remember this, right?
I got him. What do I do?
Shoot them down, genius!
There goes nothing.
Y'all remember this, right?
Oh, I got him.
Okay. Now you see this, right? Ain't that happening today? Minus the planes getting shot down, the so-called UFOs getting shot down. Ain't this same stuff happening today? See, this is the precursor. See? This is the precursor. See? Didn't they say on TV, the news, drones is getting shot down and whatnot? You see, they're buffering people. They're predictive programming people, so people could start getting used to this whole illusion, right? It's called Project Bluebeam. That's what it's called. They're getting people acquainted with spaceships, flying saucers. They've been doing it for a long time. They've been working on the psychology of the human mind. All right, this is what they've been doing. So when you see stuff in real life, you really gonna be thinking like, man, it's flying saucers coming to take over. It's an invasion. This is what they want people to think like. They want to keep people afraid. They want to keep people stuck into fear. Because you can't, first of all, you can't think clear when you're full of fear. You can't think clear. You can't think clear when you're angry. It's like a pot of boiling water. You can't see the bottom of the pot because the water hot. It's boiling. It's bubbling up. This is how they want to keep humanity stuck in fear, afraid, greedy. They want to keep people full of desire. They want to keep people in lust. They want to keep people in the mindset of low energy, low frequency, low vibration, so we cannot ascend to our natural state, our God state, which is the God mind. This is where they don't want people to be. They don't want humanity to elevate to the God mind, the God man and the God woman, and the God child, God children. This is where they don't want people to be. So when you see stuff like this,
American style for you. Get in.
this right here is a preparation. See? See that?
Go! We can't let those weapons get beyond Wakanda.
See that? Now, keep this in mind now. Keep this scene right here in mind. All right? Keep that in mind. What if I was to show you that they have already had this type of technology for several centuries now? Peace. Appreciate you too. This type of technology has already been existed. You know, they've actually held technology back for the past 1,000 years. That's how much technology is being withheld from humanity. So, did you know that they have patents on aeromobiles? Did you know they have patents on this stuff? The rotary air brake company. This is patents that they got on this stuff. See, they're not telling us what it really is because, you know, they got the big time corporations, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and all of them above them. They got all of them. DuPont, all of them. They got aeromobiles, fam. 4-wheel air drive cars. Do you see this? They already got patents on this type of stuff. Revolutionizing the motor vehicle business. What? See this? See how I told you it's an attack on the mind, right? Pick up this book right here. Crazy. Pick up this. They got all type of stuff. Then, this was something that tripped me out, though. Commercial aircraft fly on compressed air and helium. Commercial aircraft? Wait a minute. You trying to tell me that the commercial aircrafts that fly every day from all these different airlines, they actually are using and flying on air and helium? Yes. 747 uses approximately 1 gallon of fuel, about 4 liters every second. Of course, a 10-hour flight might burn 36,000 gallons. See that? 150,000 liters. According to Boeing's website, the 747 burns approximately 5 gallons of fuel per mile, 12 liters per kilometer. They're using this type technology right now. You hear that? According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, modern passenger jets don't have fuel tanks. What? And you think 24 was crazy? Wait till 25 get here. Wait till 25 get here. What else they not telling us? Huh? What else they not saying? Hold up.
The rules state.
Hold up. What else they not saying?
The rules.
Oh, let's go here. Let's go here. What else they not telling us? What about this? I can see engine bombs, landing gear, hydraulics, cockpit. I can't see where the fuel to put. I can't see where they're going to put the fuel. I can't see where they're going to put the fuel at either. I see all these bombs. I see the engines. I see the hydraulics. I see all that. You see all that, right? Where they putting the fuel at? Where are they putting the gas at? But they charging people to fill their cars up because we've been indoctrinated to think like this type of technology ain't gonna exist for another 500 years. Whole time they already got, and they been had compressed air motor vehicles. You know they got vehicles that run on water. They have vehicles that run on water. Yeah, brace yourself for 25. Behind the wheel of a hydrogen powered car. They already got stuff like this. See? The reason why they're not pulling it out is because of capitalism. Robbing humanity. If there was free energy for all, the world would know peace. See that? But they got these big time corporations. They don't want to bring this information out. Look at this. Free energy in the 1800s. The compressed air car. No fuel or gas needed. Just renewable free air. Imagine you ain't got to fill your car but with free air. 1926, 1800s. This ain't nothing new under the sun, G. Nothing is new under the sun. Check this out. Check this out. The Great Antiquitech flying machines. Now keep in mind, this is on the hydraulics. This right here is on the hydraulics. Oh, let's go right here. Let's go right here. Let's go right here. It is believed that Atlantis went up the technology in very high levels, much more from what exists today in our one Earth. It say in a book, A Dweller on Two Planets, a resident in two planets, that first time was dictated by Pelos, the Tibetan, to a new Californian that was said Frederick Spencer Oliver in 1884, as also and continuity and as continuity 1940, and Earth Dweller returns. One Earth returns, they constitute indictation for such inventions. Appliances as the air conditioners. You see this? The air conditioners, in order to they fight mortally and calamitously airless cylinder lamps. See that? You see what's going on? These things exist. It says crystal drivers lit it up from dark forces, electronic soldiers, Terminator. Hold up. That needs some ink on it. That needs some ink on it right there. You talking about electronic soldiers. Where you think they got Terminator from? You think they just invented the Terminator just out the blue? No, sir. So they got electronic soldiers. Ain't they rolling out with Elon Musk? Ain't they rolling out Tesla robots that they saying by the year 25 you can buy for $35,000? They already got drones and electronic soldiers on standby. It says arms that function with electric energy as boost force. Railgun is similar. And very new invention. One-way transport generators of water, a tool for the condensation of water. Just like that crazy fog that just landed yesterday and today. See, they already got stuff like this. They already got stuff like this out here. Hold up. Hold up. What else are they hiding? So what else are they hiding? Hold up. What else are they hiding? Check this out.
When project, what I'm here to tell people is that
can you give me a dollar amount of how much it would cost
Check it out.
per year to solve?
What I'm here to tell people is that when Project Bluebeam is used, again, it's not going to be by the United States. It's not going to be by national. It's going to be by global government. They're the ones who are going to use this stuff. And it's going to be not just a bunch of pretty holograms. They're going to be using it for religious figures. They're going to have Jesus in the sky, but it's not just going to be holograms. There's going to be voice-to-skull technology. It's also going to be used. They're going to be able to have these figures speak to every human being on the planet. Imagine the impact of that they're going to be able to see the figure and also hear the figure talking to them. You know, it's amazing. I think that is the particular reason why Jesus said in the Bible, my sheep hear my voice and they will recognize my voice.
Can you give me a dollar?
My sheep will know my voice.
What?
Can you?
And
I don't know about any.
My sheep will hear my voice and they will recognize my voice. With the scripture. Hit them with the scripture. Turn that critical thinking up. It's finna be 25. What you finna do? You finna keep thinking that, ain't nothing going on but, going to work, paying taxes. Even taxes is, man, listen, they dropping so much information out here, man.
Okay.
Look at this.
So I found.
Look at this. Well, they talking about people going to space and all this stuff. Let's just backtrack right here. This is backtrack. All right. It says right here, because we was on this real quick. Let me go to this real quick. About the flying machines and the drones, and people think they seeing UFOs outside. Those are all military aircraft. They got patents on them military aircraft that's flying around. There are patents on those. This is where they got the design from. These are the designs that was written on the hieroglyphics. This is ancient stuff. They just held it back so long from humanity. When people see it, they start going crazy, tweaking, because they like, damn, it's a spaceship in the sky. They already got this technology already in warehouses, in hangars right now. What does it say right here? It say, describing life in Cascara, White Bear explained that all the power and energy people needed came from the sun, a universal source not dependent on electric lines. Although he said he didn't understand how it functioned, he described this energy and the devices that were used to direct it in ancient times. We were using ancient technology in ancient times. So when you see a car that can run on compressed air as a motor, or you see cars, wait in 25, you about to start seeing, they gonna start rolling out cars that are hydrogen powered. They already had this technology. They just been trying to figure out a way how they could price it and how to tax people on it. They been had this technology. They been had this, man. This ain't nothing new. They been had all this technology. Nothing is new under the sun. It is. They been had this stuff. This stuff, a commercial airline runs on compressed air and helium. They been had this stuff. Look, it says, we had an appliance. In fact, we had many with a crystal inside, not longer than an inch. In those days, people did not have to work the stone with a graver. All they had to do was to direct the appliance towards the sun, and they could split the stone with solar energy. Do you see that? This is why the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. This is why the big time corporations don't want people have to be knowledgeable. They want people to be out here not using critical thinking. They want people to not use their God mind. This is what they want. They don't want you and I to use our God mind. They want us to stay stuck in survival mode, worrying about paying taxes, worrying about relationships. So focus on a relationship with yourself first. So check this out. Hold up. I want to show y'all this. Look at this. We talking about, old boy was talking about going into the mind, right? He was talking about how the mind is powerful. From the book, Synchronicity and the Seventh Seal. Watch this. We talking about something that's crazy. Look at this. Something that's crazy. Look at this. He say, if you got this book, we on page 64. 25 finna be here. Look, he say, the human brain is studied with booby traps and pitfalls that make a full conscious activation of its neural pathways an apparent impossibility. Shout out to France. With very rare expectations now and then, academic institutions reinforce these pitfalls. Academic institutions reinforce the pitfalls. So you think, hold up. Oh, you think when you go to so-called college and where's it at? Here it is. You think we've all been brainwashed and conditioned to think like the higher that you go to college and the higher that you get a so-called education, the more intelligent that you are. The reality is the higher that you go in these academic institutions, the more brainwashed you become. The more willing you are to accept propaganda because you're in conditioning. You're being conditioned, indoctrinated to think the more that I stay in school, the more intelligent that I'm going to be. No, sir. That's false. That's cap. Look at this. And he say this right here. Say, let's go right here. He say, however, this was not always the case. Long ago, man of learning recognized that there were not only unused capacities of the brain, but that they were actually divisible into different pathways that could be named and identified. Check it out. If one could open up these various pathways and light up all circuits in the human brain, one would then be functioning at full throttle. One would be functioning at full throttle. Now you see why they want to keep the population dumbed down. They don't want us to open this up. The neural pathways open up in our brains. You know what kind of possibilities that we gonna have? I'll give you an example, right? Give you an example. Y'all seen the movie, what was that movie? Lucy? You seen Lucy before, right? Well, Lucy, she was using, like, when she got that stuff in her, when Lucy got that dope up in her, that blue stuff, the blue stuff, right? It had to be blue. So when that dope start going in her body, start chemically changing her, she started to be able to do stuff, see stuff, think stuff. She started to be able to turn on the TV, turn on the radio with her mind. Her thoughts alone changed the frequency, energy, and the vibration, and she wasn't even physically there. So what you think you and I could do? This is the kind of conversation we need to start having. What do you think you and I could do? They don't get these movies. They don't pull these movies out of thin air. They gotta have this information written down. They have to have read this information somewhere. Lucy and all that. And Lucy was a hyper-European. So imagine what you and I could do. That's Moors. Listen, man. Listen. Let's go a little further. Let's go a little further, though. So what it say? This suggests an extremely powerful state of being, particularly to the province of what our culture calls either spiritual phenomena or paranormal phenomena. According to this perspective of the human brain, if you accessed the right pathway, you would or could be in total sympathy or in concert with the phenomena our culture describes as God, quote unquote. This also represents a conduit to infinity. It's real. Hold up. It's real like 2020. When you get this book right here, The Circle 7, and he tell you right here, the Prophet Noble Drawli tells us in The Circle 7, what does he say? He says this right here. See this? Look. Time never was when man was not. If life of man at any time began, at time would come when it would end. The thoughts of Allah cannot be circumscribed. No finite mind can comprehend things infinite. All things infinite are subject unto change. All finite things will cease to be because there was a time when there were not. Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see what's going on? Hold up. Do you see what's going on? See, they don't want us to start tapping into the God mind. That's more science. That's our self-law and master. That's this right here. When you start getting into that science, your whole mind gonna become awakened. When you get into the more science and you really could see without the blindfold, with the blindfold off your face, you really gonna start seeing like, hold up. Why would people who graduate, why would they wear a cap and gown? And if you straighten up this cap right here, it will turn into the ancient Moorish fez. See that? You see what's going on? Why would you get a crown on your head if the crown on your head at graduation, they give you a crown? This is what they give you at your graduation. Yo, this is what they give us at a graduation. This is why they give people the mortarboard, the graduation cap and gown, because this right here is what you would say. This right here will be like a ritual of you're reaching the next level. That's what this graduation cap stands for. But the graduation cap comes from this right here. See that? Hold up. The graduation cap's origin comes from this right here. The fez is the ancient and modern national headdress of the Moabite Moors. It's literally hidden in plain sight. On God, Moor. It's literally hidden in plain sight. Just like this. I self-law and master. You going into 2025? You want to start doing something different, connecting the dots, awakening your God mind? You want to really start doing that? If you really want to tap in and say, man, I've been trying to find myself, you got to go within yourself. That's how you find yourself. You can't find yourself from no guru. They can only give you some, what you would say, words of encouragement. No one can free you. You have to free yourself. Now, you can come across people that's gurus and imams, and you can come across people that could give you some guidance, but they cannot open the door for you, though. Just like in the scene with Matrix, with Neo and Morpheus. When Morpheus told Neo, I can only show you the door. You got to be the one that walked through it. You see how they tell us all the time? Hold up. Let me see something. Let me show you what I'm talking about right here. This right here. They always show us this stuff. Look.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo. But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
See? I'm trying to free your mind, man. That's what I'm doing.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo. But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
See that? Now, you remember in that same scene right there? He didn't even open the door up. Remember, old girl, it was just the act. It was his intent to open the door up himself. Morpheus just telling him, like, I can only show you the door, man. You gotta be the one to walk through the door. So remember, his intent was to open the door, and then old girl was like, yeah. She's like, hello, Neil, we've been expecting you. Remember? They put it in the movies all the time. All the time. They put this type of science in front of us all the time. But keep in mind, 24/7, 365, there are two sides to everything on this planet. Some people can use this science for darkness because they have a dark heart. They have dark intent. Everybody does not have a heart that's positive and working with positive intent. You can use this information for dark purposes and dark intentions. So always keep your mind on that. You got to keep your integrity up. All right. You got to keep your principles up. You have to be yourself by knowing yourself. If you don't know yourself, you liable to get misled out here. You liable to be misinformed out here. Keep this in mind all 25 every day. If you don't start knowing yourself, going and studying yourself, working on your shadow self, this is another good book to get. Pick up this book right here. The Laws of Human Nature. Ether. Yeah. Talking about working on yourself. This is a good book. This is a great book, actually. This talks about working on your shadow self. You know what I'm saying? What pisses you off? What gets you on edge? What gets you aggravated? What triggers you? And how you could stop them triggers from triggering you by working on yourself. And you can start seeing the things that do trigger you. Is it something about what somebody triggered you? What they was talking about, what they was doing? Is that something that you do? And you don't realize that you do it. Some wow. This is how this right here is the same thing as connecting with this right here. Because you're going inside of self. I, self-law, am master. This is the intergalactic scientific law and manifestation of the universe. See, again, how I just said, everything on this planet has a polarity, right? Everything has a polarity. Everything has a polarity. So when you see something like, when you see something like somebody not mastering themselves, not taking the time out to study themselves, they going outside of themselves, they going to a pastor, they going to a priest. You feel me? They not going inside themselves and actually asking themselves them tough questions. That's called shadow work. You know what I'm saying? That's the shadow work. Right? So the Kabbalion, the laws of human nature, isonomy, the God-man, the God self. These are some things we need to start diving into, especially right now. Because, listen, man, it's up right now. It's up right now all around the world. All around the world. And whole time, the whole world is waiting on the Moorish Americans to be Moorish Americans. To stop claiming to be black and colored and Negro and Indian and a person of color, a Pan-African and a Hebrew. The whole world really is waiting on the Moorish Americans. The Moorish Americans, that's all over here. This is the land of the Moorish Americans. All this land over here. From Alaska to Greenland, all down here to Central America, to the islands. All these are Moorish Americans. So one free national name, Somebody asks you, well, what's your nationality? I'm Moorish American. Why are we Moorish Americans? Because we are descendants of Moroccans and born in America. So we're over here in the Americas. You see, we're not from over here. And keep in mind, this land right here, all this land used to be connected. All this land used to be connected. Hold up. I don't even see it on me right now, but all this land used to be connected. See that? See how crazy it get? See, they divide us up and they try to conquer us. It ain't gonna work though. It ain't gonna work though. Why it ain't gonna work? Because it's each one teach one. We starting to wake up now. This the age of Aquarius right now. All information is available to everybody. Anybody that want the information, you could get it. You could get it, fam. So look at this. Let me just show you this. Where was we at? Right over here. Let me show you how powerful you are. Check this out. It say, where you at? You talking about that third eye. We talking about, you said, look, when the process was complete, an isotope of gold actually secreted out of the third eye or pineal gland of the initiate. We don't have to go through no initiations as Moorish Americans, as Moors. So when you talking about the pineal gland, and you talking about, well, what does the pineal gland have to do with us ascending? Listen, when you talking about that, you got to go right here. Hold up. When you talking about that, you got to go right here. This is the ascension. These are the wings of my yacht. This is the base of your spine. These snakes, they represent energy traveling, the Kundalini energy traveling up the spinal column to the vertebrae right here, your back. Islam, or these are the wings of my yacht. This is the pine-shaped pineal gland, and this is the crown. See that? Everything is geometry. Everything is mathematics. In case you need to see that another way, just in case you need to see this another way, look at this. Let me show you. You want to see it another way, right? Let me show you. Right here. Just in case you want to see this in the chakra perspective, you go right here. Ooh. See that? Crown chakra, third eye chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus chakra, sacral chakra, root chakra. This is all in alignment. Notice how it's a 7. You see that? Notice how it's a 7. Notice how it's a 7. You see that? You notice how it's a 7. You see that? You notice that, right? And if you just looked a little bit harder, you can see that these two snakes right here, also, there are 2 river currents flowing together, representing the flow of Kundalini energy in the body, activating the pineal gland or the 6th chakra. You see that? See that? If you just start looking and knowing what you're looking at, everything will be revealed. This is what the dark force, the so-called elite, they keep us preoccupied with distractions, belief systems, values that's not really valuable at all. You know what I'm saying? It all links back up to Ali, El, Bay, Al, and Day. All these right here are allodial noble titles. See, all these right here are those. This is why you have to reconnect yourself back with an ancient Moorish title. Where this, one of these right here, you have to connect yourself back with. You have to connect yourself back to something ancient and modern. So we're modern. We're living in modern times, but our bloodline is ancient. This is why you connect back with this. And once you connect back with this, you connect back with this. You connect back with this. You connect back with this. Becoming supernatural. Then you come back to this. You connect back with your God self. That part. Titles of nobility. Facts more. See how it work? You see how it work though? But keep in mind though. Let's go a little further. It say, when they talk about the master keys, right? Look. Look at the connection with Moors now. Look at the connection. You start talking about activating the God self, right? When you start looking at the Moorish connection, you tie it all together. Look, because what does it say? What does it say right here? It say, right here, it said, the Moors or Moors were the mariners of the sea, and their etymology can be traced back to Maru or Mu. Hold up. You said what now? Their etymology can be traced back to what? Maru or Mu. Receipts. Mer to more? Man, listen, man, you better stop playing. You better stop playing, because when you dig up etymology, you start seeing stuff like this. Yeah. You start seeing stuff like this. Yeah. You see that? You start connecting them ancient dots. See, black don't connect. See, the problem with black, African American, Negro, person of color, the problem with Indian, the problem with Hebrew, Pan-African, there's a problem. There's a giant flaw with any one of those labels. The problem with that is none of those labels that I just said, they connect back with an ancient time. The only thing that can connect back with an ancient time that we identify with was Moor. Point blank period. Point blank period. Whether you want to go to the Tartarians, you want to go to the Lemurians, you want to go to the Atlanteans, you want to go back to those periods of time, our connection is first with our identity. And keep in mind, Declaration Rights of Indigenous Peoples. Everyone has the right to self-determination. So no one can name you. You have to name yourself. If you allow somebody to name you and they give you a slave brand, like Indian, black, color person, Native American, Latino, Hispanic, those are slave labels. None of those connect back with this. All right. And if you want to go, say you want to go further. You want to go further, huh? You want to go further? Let's go here. Peace. Let's go here. You want to go further, right? For sure. Let's go further then. See, if you want to connect back with an ancient period of time, you have to first connect back with an ancient name. This is an ancient name and a modern name. You see? Because again, what did the Prophet Noble Drew Ali say in his literature? If you want to see what somebody is about, if they wrote a book, go to their literature. You could see everything that person is about. It say time never was when man was not. You see? So when you're talking about time never was when man was not, that means there is no time limit to our people. Asiatics and Muslims. There ain't no time limit. So when you say more or mer to more, Kemet until now, etymology, phonology, semantics, and morphology of the word more. We talking about things, words that can trace all the way back to the hieroglyphics. Just like you can trace these back. These flying UFO spaceships. You can trace these back to the hieroglyphics. See that? You can trace this stuff back to the hieroglyphics. The great antiquitech, flying machines. Just like you can trace this back. If you learn to look up etymology and phonology and morphology of words, you can start questioning things. You can start getting answers. Otherwise, you can keep believing these people. These are the same people. Hold up. These are the same people that's out here like this. Look. That's telling us, you need to buy a car that got gas in it. Meanwhile, in the 1800s, they had free energy cars. They didn't need fuel. They didn't need gas. They didn't need nothing. They just needed air. You still want to trust these people? You want to trust these people, or you want to go tap back in with your ancient self? I mean, what make more sense? Because I ain't buying nothing that they selling. Nothing. Look. Oh, let's not forget about this now. Hold up. These people was out here talking about, oh, we went to space. These people talking about they went to space. NASA. Yeah. Well, explain to me, how do you have a shadow in a helmet if you was the first one that landed on a place that ain't nobody ever been at? How did you get here? How did this person land before you did to film you get out of the plane? Yeah. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Exactly. Remember the Alamo. Mexicans are Moors. We got plenty of documentation that Mexicans are Moors. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Hold up. It's nothing new under the sun. Hold up. It's nothing new under the sun. Wait a minute. Let's go right here now. Hold up. Let's go right. They want to see some more pictures. They want to see more pictures. You see that? So the GDs, gangster disciples out here in Chicago and worldwide, we under the 6. The BDs, you under the 6. But see, there's an astrological scientific aspect beyond what you think is just your nation. You have the physical body. You have the etheric body. We all have an astral body. We all have a central chakra, a love chakra. We have an emotional body, a mental body. We have a spiritual body. This is the ancient connection in modern time, right here. And the first so-called religious creed was known as Islamism. All of them are involved. See that? See, the so-called elite, they want to keep the division going so we can never reach this type of level. We can never reach this type of time. We'll stay stuck in relationship problems with your children, problem trying to find a wife, problem trying to find a husband, arguing on the job, just emotionally unbalanced, unintelligent, and full of self-hatred. This is their plan, to keep humanity like that in survival mode. All right? See this? So if you do study your Oshua, then you over here. If you do study Muhammad, you over here. If you do study Confucius, you over here. Buddha, you over here. See that? It's 4 quadrants right here, which make up 360 degrees. See this? So if you want to get up on something and start changing something, start looking at stuff like this, because they've been hiding it. They've been hiding all this information. Look, you want to see something crazy? You want to see something crazy? Look, when they was talking about, I could claim to be whatever I want to be. All right, so you claim to be a Negro. Then you claim to be black, right? Then you claim to be an African American. Then you claim to be an Afro-American, then an African American, then a Pan-African, then a Hebrew, right? Then you said you was melanated. All those are slave brands. Instead of you just coming out your mouth and just saying, I'm more American. Instead of playing all of the name games and all this nonsense and these miserable conditions, these persecution positions, why not just step out and put your crown on? Just put your crown on. Just say you Moorish American. Just put your crown on. Once you say this is the trump card. All this other stuff has no weight. These have no weight. Just put your crown on again. That's it. Put your crown on. Man, know thyself. Whoever does not know self does not know anything. But whoever knows self already has acquired knowledge about the depth of the universe. We talking about the secret teachings of Yahushua in the book of Thomas. Look, man. When they talking about Mexicans are Moors, right? Mexicans are Moors. Those are facts. I want to show y'all this picture. Real quick. Hold up. Let's take it over here. Let's just take it right here. Hold up. Let's just take it right here. Just in case you want to just take it there. Where is it at? Where you at? Here it is. Just in case you thought something was off. You see this? Muhammad Ali got a fez on. Obviously, he has Ali in his name, so that means he's connected with Moorish science. He's connected with Moorish history. Hold up. I mean, you need to see something else? Hold up. You need to see something else? Hold up. Look at this right here. Hold up. Look at Muhammad Ali real quick. Let me show y'all something. All right. See Muhammad Ali with the ancient and modern Moorish fez on? This is a crown right here. Okay. You see, his name is Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is one of the 5 noble titles of Moors. So, obviously, Muhammad Ali knew what was going on. And did you know? I was watching when Muhammad Ali passed for him, right? When he passed. Did you know somebody in the crowd, they threw a Moorish flag on his hearse? Fam, listen to me, fam. Listen. When Muhammad Ali was getting drove around through the streets, YouTube, it's out there. I know it is. When he was getting drove around in the hearse, his body was in the hearse. They was driving around the streets, whatever town they was in. Somebody threw this flag on the hearse. Look up the video. It's out there. Why would somebody throw this flag, which is a Moorish flag? They threw it on his casket, on the car, on the hearse. They threw it on the front windshield. Somebody, I don't know if it was a part of his team or whatever. It was only on the windshield for about like 3 seconds. It was real quick. Somebody just came out of the crowd and threw this flag on the car, on the windshield. Just threw it up there. YouTube it. It's out there. It's out there. So when you say Ali, Al, El, Bay, and Day, you talking about this. This what you talking about. This is why he got this on his head. You see that? Look, then you go right here. What do you see? What do you see? You see more pictures. See that? You see more pictures. Wearing that crown right there. Then let's go here. Since they talk about that, when they be like the Indians, and when they start talking about that, I want you to look at the drip. Just look at the drip, right? Look, just look at the drip, what we was wearing. Pictures speak 1,000 words, I tell you. Just look at the drip. Look at this. This is in Thailand, Burma, Thailand. Thailand. This is in South Africa. See that? Can you explain that? Huh? Can you explain how women in Burma, Thailand are wearing the same Moorish, the same Moorish jewelry in Thailand? See this? This ain't coincidence. But you don't think that the Moors are world people, though. You don't think that? You that? Then let's go right here. Yeah, reach out to more out there in Khalifa territory. Yes, sir. Reach out to the more out there. He'll take care of you. See this? So when they say the Seminoles, so-called Indians, medicine man at Musa Al, so-called Indian village in Miami, Florida, he's the medicine man. Can I ask you a question? Why does the medicine man, why does he have affairs on? Just like Muhammad Ali do. Yo, turn me up. Turn me up, man. Huh? Why does the medicine man from the Seminoles, why does he have the same fez on that Muhammad Ali got on? Huh? What you saying? And didn't I say we have pictures of Mexicans repping the fez? And Mexicans, our brothers and sisters, they know that they Moorish Americans. These are Moorish Americans right here. Yes, my Mexican brethren, you too are a Moor. Moreno. Moro. I did a beam out yesterday. I had an Asiatic woman on there. She's from the Philippines. And she's saying that there is definitely a Moorish history, a Moorish connection with the Philippines. Because the Moorish connection is worldwide. You thought it was just in North Africa. You thought this was like some kind of religious group or something like that. No, sir. This is a worldwide movement. Again, you look at it every day. You look at it every day when you touch these right here. This how crazy it is. You look at it every day when you touch those. Every day. Look, you might be like, how do we look at it every day? Remember how I said earlier on this beam out that if you pick up this book, The Kabbalion, there's a principle called the principle of polarity, where everything has two sides, a polar opposite from each other. The dark entity, the dark force, what they do is they take something positive like this. And what they do is they say, nah, this is the origin. Okay, the origin is the Moorish divine and national movement of the world, the Al-Moroccan Empire. See, what the dark force does, see how it says ab antiquo, which means ancient, before the recording of time. What the dark ones do, the dark forces, what they do is they take this is pure, right? So what they do is they say, nah, you know what? We're going to demonize it. We going to take the capstone off the rest of the pyramid. We're going to decapitate the eye of Allah, your pineal gland. We're going to decapitate the pineal gland. We're going to decapitate the head off the body. And we're going to demonize it and make people scared to look at it. See that? This is what they do. So this is the demonized version. This is the pure version. See that? pure Al-Moroccan Empire, Ab Antiquo, your birthright, your Moorish birthright. And what they do is they demonize it. They take the capstone off. So that means your nationality was taken, your birthright was taken. And our people were given slave brands, Negro, black, and colored. Pan-African, that's the new thing they throwing around. Pan-African and Hebrew and melanated. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we got to go back ancient. Because before they called you an Indian, what they call you? Before they called you an Indian, what they call you? You say, what about the birth certificate? Hit me up on the DM, or hit me up on the DM. Hit me up on the DM. The birth certificate is the birth certificate, real quick. The birth certificate, we do not need to take anything from the U.S. corporation. The birth certificate is this is what it is. The birth certificate is a latch, a leash from the U.S. corporation, which is a fraud. The U.S. corporation is a fraud. Anything coming from the U.S. corporation, which is an artificial entity, all right? It's not real life. It's an abstract reality. We as Moorish American nationals, we do not need to go into those type of contracts. But this is the thing. Since the contract from the U.S. corporation, Title 28, once they gave us without keep this in mind. Anytime you do a contract, you have things that have to take place to make that contract valid. In order to make that contract valid and lawful, there are check marks that have to be checked off. I's got to be dotted. T's got to be crossed. The U.S. corporation, even though they trick us, they have tricked us to be like, when a baby get born, that baby has to get a birth certificate, right? That so-called birth certificate is a fraud from ab initio. It's not necessary for Moorish American nationals to even go into that. So without full disclosure, we were tricked. So the contract is invalid. This is why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, and do all new business under your new name. Keep your old business as old business. Do your new business as your free Moorish American name, right? But keep that though. Don't do away with the straw man. This is why you never authenticate a birth certificate, because the Prophet said, by them, the people that did us dirty, they gonna have to pay us back with compound interest. That's the documentation that they gonna have to, that we gonna present to them to be like, hey, this straw man ain't me. I'm a Moorish American national. I am that I am. I'm not plugged into, we don't have a contract with the U.S. corporation, because natural living beings cannot contract with artificial corporations unless there's full disclosure, which the hospitals never gave us. All right. Hold up. I want to show y'all this real quick. Then you go right here. Go right here, right? You say this? This is the medicine man. He's wearing a turban, right? It says, notice the burgundy headdress reminiscent of a Moorish fez. Also, the name Musa Al. Musa is the Arabic, the universal language of Moors. Musa is the name for Moses. So anytime you come across a Palestinian or Jordanian or somebody from over there on the other side, when they name Musa, their name is really Moses in English. All right? He got the fez on, though. See that right there? Now look. Why would he be wearing a Moorish fez if he's a so-called Indian? Why would he be wearing a Moorish fez if he's a so-called Indian? And the Moorish fez is ancient and modern. It's a national headdress of the Moabites. Here you got a Seminole so-called Indian wearing a fez. Can you explain that? Hold up. Let's just go right here. Hold up. Let's go right here. Let's just go right here. Can you explain how this so-called Seminole Indian, a medicine man, how do you have, and look where he at. He in Miami, Florida. Shout out to Florida. He got a Moorish fez on his head, minus the tassel. Moorish fez, minus the tassel. Hidden in plain sight, fam. So if you want to really step your game up, if you really want to start stepping your game up at 25, you got to dive into more science. I'm going to show you why. Look at him right here. Yo. You got a Seminole chief now. A Seminole chief. He has on a Moorish fez. What? Just like you see Muhammad Ali wearing the Moorish fez. But you still think this is a religious thing? You still think that when people talk about Moors and Moor science, you still think that this got something to do with religion? Man, stop it. Don't let them people brainwash you. Don't let them brainwash you. This is a divine and national worldwide movement. You look at it every day when you look at these. This is the great seal of the Moorish nation, the Moabite nation right here. You just got to reconnect the capstone. When you do that, how do you do that? You do that by reconnecting your nationality and your God consciousness back to your body, your mind. Our minds have to be taken back over and put on a narrow and straight pathway. See, it's a mental thing. The universe is mental. It's not physical. This is the Moabite seal. This is the Albion seal. This is what a union means. Two nations, Moabite, Albion. Two nations that's formed up in this land. They got their nation. We got our nation. We are under one government right here, though, which is the Republic. See? Two nations, one republic, for which it stands, indivisible, one nation under God. See that? See how they put it right in our face? Hold up. They put this stuff right in front of our face. Hold up. Where is it? Where is it at? Let's go. Then you come right here with it. This is on Easter Island. This is in Hawaii. Easter Island is in Hawaii. Shout out to all my peoples out there in Hawaii. See this? Easter Island. Hawaiian Islands. Hawaii. That's where this picture right here was taken. See that? This is where this was taken. Easter Island. He got a stone fez on their head. The Seminole chief got a Moorish fez on his head. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? Can you explain it? Huh? It says, notice that this Seminole chief, ancestor of Billy Bowlegs, is wearing. That appears to be an Easter Island Moe headdress. Bing fucking bong. Right there. Oh, you want something for the women? Okay. This is an unknown woman of Panko. Why does she have the 5-pointed star on her hat, on her face? And here you go again. There's that flag again. See this? You see this? You see this, right? The Moorish flag again. On the Moabite right here. But she's supposed to be a so-called Indian. Let me get this guy up out of here. See this right here? You talking about this is old news. Did you declare nationality yet? If you ain't done that yet, then this new to you. Because you ain't even did that yet. This the Algonquian natives of New York in 1900s. Ain't nothing new under the sun. See this? You ain't declared your nationality yet. Then you ain't got no room to talk. Because you ain't even got yourself straight yet. And here they go again. More so-called Seminole medicine man. They got the feds on. Yet again. Yet again. Notice the head coverings and clothing style. See that? Oh, this is Moorish drip. Oh, this is Moorish drip. Here's another one. Morgan Freeman played a Moor in the movie Robin Hood. It is another one. Mar Lawrence. Lawrence Fishburne. There he is again. He played Othello. See that? See that? So in 25, going into 25, the main priority is declaring your nationality. If you ain't done that, then don't even talk about nothing. Don't talk about nothing if you going into 25 and you not thinking about straightening up your own internal affairs, like declaring a nationality, relinquishing saying black, Negro, colored, Native American, Latino, and Hispanic, Pan-African. If you ain't even on that path, you got a lot to work on. You got a lot of shit to work on. If you ain't even stepped on that path yet, don't even talk about changing nothing else because you dead in law already. Nothing you saying make no kind of difference because you ain't got no law to stand on. You ain't got a status to stand on. You dead out here. Straight up. It's that part. So going into 25, you better get on that type of time right there because under Negro, black, colored, Native American, Hispanic, Latino, Pan-African, Hebrew, you dead out here in law. You have no rights that will be honored in law. None. You just a dead person walking. So you stepping into 25, step right. Speak right. Step right and speak right. Declare your nationality. Ain't nothing right now more important than that right there. Law governs all events. Take care of that. Take care of self first. Take care of that. And it's somebody here wrote, this is old news. If it's so old, why you ain't done it yet? Why you ain't done it yet then? Genius? Let me show y'all these books while I move around though. It's about that time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You know the crazy part? This the crazy part. This is one of the wildest things. All of us have this information. All of us have access to this information in this age of Aquarius, though. If you out here saying, how do I declare my nationality? That's a great question. How do you declare your nationality? You are the law. The law begins with you. I, self, law, and master. So when you say you are Moorish American, you make it real. You got the power. Nobody can make you a Moor. You already born a Moor because that's your birthright. Can't nobody nationalize you. You make it real when you say it out your mouth, when you think it in your mind. You are the God. The generator, operator, and destroyer is you. Nobody else can make you do anything you don't want to do. But they can manipulate you with language and deception. You can be misled out your God mindset. You feel me? So in 25, get into your God mindset. Connect back with your ancestors. Get back to the essence of learning law. And law goes into all events. Everything. This is why it's I self-law and master. This ain't no group. This ain't no club. This a birthright and a nationality. That's what this is. I'm going to catch y'all more on the next one, though. I appreciate all y'all that tune in. Each one teach one. I self-law and master. Much love.